And none of them year plans or 15-year plans. I don't want to hear anybody else telling me, oh, I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, because it can. How about we start a new campaign? How about we say right here, right now, we're starting a new campaign to get a mandate from the Scottish people for Scotland to be an independent nation at Holyrood 2026. If we can't agree terms on a referendum, we'll make it a de facto referendum and Scotland will become an independent country. Since 2014, the United Kingdom has changed. The UK that existed back then has become an international embarrassment. Brexit, the cost of living crisis, a farcical response to COVID, and also mass corruption in the PPE supply chain, which has never been properly investigated by the police. The United Kingdom of 2014 is a very different country, and if we asked the Scottish people the same question now, they would give a very different answer. Yes. And folks, that's why we're not going to agree a referendum with Westminster, because they know if there's a referendum, the United Kingdom is finished. Yes! But Scotland doesn't need a referendum to become an independent country, and it sure as hell does not need the permission of the Westminster government either. So maybe let's stop asking for a Section 30. Because a Section 30 is just a temporary transfer of power from Westminster to Holyrood. And who wants a temporary transfer of power? That suggests that Westminster has sovereignty over Scotland, and it certainly does not. So let's demand the power to have a referendum on any subject the Scottish people want, whenever the Scottish people want one. Yes! But folks, don't hold your breath, because Sir Keir Thatcher, democracy snatcher, is never going to agree to a referendum. He's about to be handed a massive majority, one of the biggest in British political history. It would be akin to being an elected dictator, and he does not give a damn about Scotland and will not have to listen to the people of Scotland. So the writing's on the wall. As far as I'm concerned, it's a de facto referendum in 2026. That is the choice of the UK government, because obviously the Scottish government has been asking for a referendum. The Scottish people have asked for a referendum in multiple elections. They think it's a good choice because they think it'll divide us, because they're making us choose to vote for a political party rather than to vote for our nation. But it's going to rebound on them, because as soon as the Scottish independence movement has a target, as soon as we have a road to independence, we will be able to come together and unite. And when we come together, no one can stop us. Now, folks, I hear people say that independence is the dream that won't die. Yeah, fair enough, I like that. But how about we stop talking about it as a dream and start talking about it as a plan with a deadline, and let's get people activated, and let's go out there and talk to the undecided, engage them, and find a way to understand why they haven't voted for independence in the past and bring them over to our side. Now, last summer, Believe in Scotland published its Road to Independence, Scottish independence at its heart. After this general election, let's get that out of the way, launch a new constitutional convention on Scottish independence, and get every single yes group, every single political party, every campaigning organisation, every think tank, everyone included. This can't be a elites talking conversation amongst political elites. It has to involve everyone within our movement, and also It has to involve the people of Scotland. It has to be a new national conversation. Let's go out to the streets with this convention and ask people to tell us what are their dreams, their hopes and their aspirations for Scotland. Let's get them to tell us what they would change to make Scotland a better place. And if they tell us the type of country they want to build, then they will vote for that plan when we put it back in front of them before Holyrood 26. Over the next few weeks, Believe in Scotland, and we'll reach out right across the Scottish independence movement. Every political party, every single yes group will want to talk to you and get your ideas as to how this convention would work. Everyone must be included. Now, some people might exclude themselves, but I don't think so. I think when we've got an opportunity to deliver independence, all the petty squabbles will disappear. And the reason for that is because independence support doesn't change like the wind. Political support might go up and down, but we carry the idea of an independent Scotland in our souls, and therefore it's only going to grow and grow and grow. We, the independence movement, activists for an independent Scotland, we carry our nation's fate with us, and Scotland carries us, and we will keep on campaigning until we win. It is my greatest honour to be able to stand in front of activists like yourself, in front of grassroots activists, in front of people who march with whatever organisation, who deliver leaflets, who man stalls for any political party, because there's hard work to be done, and we are going to do that hard work. Tomorrow morning at Langside Halls, there should be 40, 50 of us delivering leaflets on the south side of Glasgow. Come and join us. But I want to say that as far as the independence movement goes, you guys are my heroes. The people who will actually do the work, who will turn up, who will give out a Saturday and work for independence. Let's make this happen. Let's come together. And soon, Scotland will be an independent nation again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Gordon McIntyre, can please put your hands together again for the founder of this most incredible movement in March. Now, I've got to say something. I am a first generation born and raised in Scotland, studied in Glasgow, grew up in Edinburgh, and there's something that I'm so passionate about Scotland because the way that Scotland is represented worldwide to me does not reflect the reality of Scotland. Scotland is such a cosmopolitan, dynamic, forward-thinking place, you know. We are people that deserve to be able to lead ourselves, to stand on our own 2 feet and to say what we want to say. We're not governed by trends or fads. And when I talk about diversity in Scotland, this is something that's real. It's the kindness of the people, it's the acceptance of the people, and it's the fact that they give people the opportunity to live and to grow. And I myself am very proud to be Scottish and to have been born and raised in this country. Now, our next guest needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. Again, another thing I love about our country is that we elect people based on merit. We put people in positions of power because they deserve to do so. And I think that what I love so much about our First Minister is it's someone that I met long before he came into that role, and as he was then, as he is now. So, he is indeed the first Muslim to lead a country in the Western world, but above that and more than that, he's Scottish. He represents us. During his leadership, he's been a bastion of progressive policies. So please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome the First Minister of Scotland, Humza Yousaf.
Thank you. Thank you. Glasgow, what a beautiful sight you are! Did I not tell you in Edinburgh, when we rally together, that the sun always shines on the righteous? And it has once again. Look at you in all of your beautiful diversity. Look at you, we've got those from Yes Borders to Yes Shetland. Look at you. We've got the pensioners for independence, the EU citizens for independence. We've got bikers for yes. We've got all of the yes movement and all of your beautiful diversity represented here today. And let me tell you, you look bloody gorgeous, Glasgow. Friends, look, the last 48 hours have been tough. Been a bit of a shock for some of us in the movement, for example, for those in the SNP. But let me say this much, that we can't always choose what happens to us in life. But what we can choose is how we react. And let me ask you, when it comes to the obstacles that come our way, just because obstacles are thrown in our way, are we going to pack our bags and go home?
No.
Or are we going to fight for what we believe in? Are we going to go to every single city, every single town, every single village, every single island, every single doorstep, every single tenement, every single person and talk to them and tell them that this country's best future is as an independent nation in the European Union? That is what we're going to do. And you know, our opponents, they tried to write us off over the years. It was Lord George Robertson who said that with devolution, the independence movement would be killed, stone dead, and here you are very much alive. They said, our opponents, they said, oh, you'll never get a pro-independence party as the Scottish Government. Well, here we are. They said, you'll never get a pro-independence majority. And we literally broke the electoral system. And here we are with our partners in the Green Party, a pro-independence majority government. And in the last few days, my friends, in the last few days, they've said the independence movement is finished. And why? Why do we do what we do? Because we are driven by our values. It is our values that drive our desire for independence. I don't want independence only for its own sake. I see it as a means to a fairer, a greener, more prosperous, more equal Scotland. And if you ever want a demonstration of our values, this very square is a demonstration of our values. How many times have we gathered here in defiance of Westminster rule? When it comes to Westminster, who've created the hostile environment, the Westminster of Windrush, of go-home vans, the Westminster who wants to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda, have we not come here time and time again, not away from here, and we've seen a complete and utter lack of moral courage from Westminster when it comes to having failed the people of Gaza? And is it not the case that week after week after week, the good people of Glasgow have come to this square to say to the people of Gaza, you are not alone. We have come here in our thousands, week after week, to demand an end to occupation, an end to the violence, and an end to selling arms. We must see an end to the arming of Israel while so many innocent people are being killed. And when I talk about our values, let's also talk about our pensioners. And I'm delighted that this rally has been led by Pensioners for Independence. Let's get it up for the Pensioners for Indy, the Pensioners for Yes. Westminster has failed our pensioners, failed to protect TV licences for over 75s, failed, utterly failed our pensioners in mismanagement of the UK economy by Westminster. And ladies and gentlemen and friends, the biggest betrayal is the betrayal of the WASPy women. And we stand here as a movement to say to each and every single one of those women, my mum included by the way, that we will stand with you in your fight for justice and your fight for compensation. And that, my friends, is why we stand here. And that is why it is so important that we are all here united for that cause of independence. That's why I was so delighted, as you heard from Gordon, to work with Believe in Scotland, to work with the Green Party and the SNP all together to lay the groundwork for a constitutional convention. But be in no doubt, my friends, the cause of independence, regaining our nation's independence, will not be won by politicians. It will be won by the people. It will be won by you. And my friends, it is the last yards that are the hardest. It is the last yards that are the hardest. Remember this, that it will be through our hard work, through our perseverance, we have to, is squandering the potential of our country. So we owe it to the giants on whose shoulders we stand, those who unfortunately have passed on and didn't get to see independence in their life. We owe it to those giants, the Margot McDonalds, we owe it to the Winnie Ewings, the Neil McCormacks, the Bashir Ahmeds, the George Leslies. We owe it to every single one of them, and to those generations who are yet unborn. It's for us to finish the job. That job that was started by our brave countrymen and women, not decades ago, but centuries ago, as they stood in defiance of Westminster rule. And they said that no man has the right to halt the progress of a nation. That was what they said. And I believe, my friends, that if we are driven by our values, if we are put at the centre of our campaign love, compassion, empathy, then I don't doubt that we will achieve our nation's independence. So friends, believe in Scotland, believe in the people of Scotland, and let's get out there. Let's work harder than ever before, and my goodness, what a prize at the end of it. I promise you, if we do that, we will win and regain our nation's independence. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you, Glasgow!